Okay, guys, welcome to episode 18. So, I'm going to just talk about obviously the different types of entries that you can have. So, you can see I'm in a MetaTrader right now. So, when it comes to different types of entries you can have, there's obviously new order here. So, you can either have market execution, which is going to get you in the market at market price, or a pending order. So, for example, the way that we trade, yeah, so we're looking at, in this example of Aussie dollar, we're looking at buy limits. So we'll be looking at price to go up from here. We're looking for price to go up from here. So in terms of a buy limit, what would we do is you see how far this has gone down. Then we'll see if we can recreate this. So you can see from the recreation, you see from wick to wick around here. So what you do is you'd open up a new order, you'd set a buy limit. So buy limit means it has to come back down to price. Sell limit means it has to come back up to price. And buy stops and sell stops means it has to just go through price. So for example, here, that's your buy limit. So let's give you an example. So if you're looking at price like this, price has to come back down to you, and then it would be a buy limit. A buy stop would mean if price breaks this area, you're going to say to yourself, I'm going to sell. So that's where you'd have a buy stop. So that would be a buy stop. If price, hold on a second. So if price here, so that would be a buy stop. So if price breaks this level here, then you'd be looking at entering the market short. So that's the only difference between it. So buy limits, price has to come back down to us. So price goes away from us, has to come back down. Buy stops, price you're selling when price breaks through a level. We're selling when price comes back to us. That's the only difference. So mainly when you're using our strategy, the way you'd be entering is, like I just said, through buy stops. So we're only, no, sorry, not buy stops. We're only going to be entering using limits. More often than not, we'll be using limits. So you'd be setting your limit here, setting your limit here. So for example, now we've seen Aussie dollar rally up high. We're saying to ourselves, where could we potentially see Aussie come back down to? We're looking at this region for a potential pullback. So we look at our A, B, C. Where would we say is a good place to enter this market? For me, I would say we could enter this market around 61.8. So we get our limit out. We say we're going to go long, obviously one lot. I'm just showing you how it will go. You write a buy limit. What's the price? So the price is 69126. So 0.69126. So we'd say, and then you obviously can put your stop loss in, put your take profit, whatever you want. But then you'd place that limit like that. Then you can say, see, limit successfully placed. Then you can see now you won't have to do anything. Price will come back down to you. So if price comes back down here, we break any lower than this point, now price will get us going long. We'll be going long now if price comes back down into that region. So when we're looking at how we want to be going through stuff, or how we want to approach our market with the entering, if you're gonna enter, so let's just do it like this. I'll give you all the examples of what I mean. So for example here, if you're gonna enter B legs, so let's zoom down into 4 hour. So firstly, let's use our daily, to highlight the sequences. So we're saying here, let's go green. So let's have green ones and red ones so we can match the price action. So done. So here we're saying those are our entry points here. This is gonna make sense. So we're waiting for wherever this may be. Just say it's gonna be here. Red. Let's change these to red. Okay, so that's the areas here for red. So how do we get into these markets? How do we get in? What type of order or what type of entry can we use? So when you're using this fib, for me personally, I still think if you're gonna go short on the B leg, more often than not, you would be using, say, a sell stop. You'd be looking for price to break through an area, then you'd use a sell stop to come down into that B leg, and your stop would be above the high. But for me, I'm just typically a person, I just like limits. I'd rather price come back to me. I'm not really a momentum trader in terms of if price breaks a level, I want to sell. So I'd more even still set a limit here. So that would be my limit, because we're looking at price like this, A, B, price pulls back up into our area, then we're looking for price to come back down. So it's just literally, it's the same exact way that we approach the market when we're trending or when we're trading at a higher time frame. But the only thing is, we're now looking at how to get into price, whether or not we should. You can still implement, the point I'm trying to make is you can still implement the same strategy even if you're using it for the B leg. So if you know, okay, this is your A, this is your B, you're looking to go long around C into your target, which obviously is here, you can still obviously sell this and obviously sell this now. But it's just, for me, I just feel more comfortable just going long because that is the overall direction. In certain instances, I would take counter trend trades when we have a price action like that, where we've dropped off, we've created a lower high, then I will be taking obviously shorts like that. Or even say here we dropped off, we created that lower high, then we're looking for price to obviously pull back further into our zone. So here we've got a prolonged, here's the only example where we could use a sell stop. So we've got a prolonged rally. Why would I use a sell stop on this occasion here? So when we look at US Aussie dollar right now, you can see price action has got very, very stretched. For me, that's our previous support now that shouldn't be broken. So if you go down into our 15-minute chart, let's just sort this out here. Let's take that scale fix. So we go out into our 15-minute chart. For me, because we're trending so well, I don't really want to see price break below that region. I wouldn't want to see price break below this area, especially after that top out. So you could set a sell limit here. So if price breaks through this region, your stop loss would be at the top here, and then you'd be looking for price to drop down wherever it may be, because obviously we've got an extended run on Aussie dollar right now, a massive extended run here. So wherever that may be, you'd need to see price pull back and then continue up or down. But it all depends on, like I said, it all depends on the type of entry you want to choose. So I just chose to use trading view so you can see it. But market execution means you enter now, pending, either you're going to buy, you're going to sell, buy stop, or you're going to use a sell stop. That's literally it. But for me, like I said, I'd rather always use limits. I'd rather always wait for those, basically wait for that high to be in place and it can't make it. Wait for that high to be in place, it pulls back, and then I look for shorts. So that's just how I approach the market and what I feel works best. But now I'm probably going to move into the management side of a trade now. So I'm going to obviously go back to trading view for the next one. I just came into MetaTrader just to show you guys this. But obviously, let's have a look at, our pound Swiss franc as well. So you can see I've been long pound Swiss franc from here. But for me now, pound Swiss franc, like I said, if this level breaks in and around here, pound Swiss franc for me is going to drop even more. It's going to continue to drop even more. So you see, when you just come into obviously MetaTrader, you just see things a lot clearer when you know what you're looking for, especially. So with here, you could be using a sell stop. For example, I could say if price breaks that low here, then I wanna sell. But the reason why I don't use stops is because you may get wicked in and price may reverse. So price might go like that, and get me in for a sell and then start trading up higher to potentially be that reversal. So what I'm looking at now for pound Swiss franc to stay, I'd need to see price potentially either come back up into around this region here like you've seen, or maximum this region here. I wouldn't want to see pound Swiss franc push any higher than here. So that's where I'd look to say if we do start to push high above this red region, I probably will put a stop in place in profit and then protect the trade as much as possible. But more often than not, I'm looking for it to come back down to this region anyway. So moving into the next episode, I'm going to talk about how to just how to manage a trade. So how to break even, when to break even using my strategy, when to move your stop loss, how to obviously compound as well, and when to close. So I'm going to use a few examples in this next episode because I think like they're questions that you all kind of struggle with. So stay tuned for the next episode, guys.